Welcome everyone. My name is Nolita Ananda and this is Sweet Blissful Yoga Flow. This is a very gentle class, and so we're not going to be doing anything too crazy. It's going to be completely floor-based, combined kind of yin and a soft flow. And the focus is going to be a lot about gaining flexibility and really connecting with the breath. I will invite you as much as possible in this class to keep the eyes closed. Whenever we take away the element of sight, it just takes us into a really internal place. So do the best you can to follow the sound of my voice. Obviously, if you need to see what it is that I'm doing, then open the eyes and have a peek. Once you kind of figure things out, then just closing the eyes once more. And sitting with a nice straight spine. And start to slow the breathing down. Breathing in and out through the nose. We want the breath to be very full, very comfortable. We just want to lengthen the breath, moving more into a conscious, mindful breathing. Watching the breath go in and watching the breath go out. Observing how the body changes with each breath. Watching how the chest lifts and the belly moves. Not trying to change anything, we're simply observing. By watching the flow of breath, it helps to keep us in the present moment. The mind often, when it's distracted, it's usually in the future or it's in the past. Whenever the mind is in the present moment, it's usually pretty calm. So if you notice that your mind is a little bit distracted at any time throughout the practice, simply give it a label, past, present, future. Check out, where are you at? Where are your thoughts at? Probably 99% of the time, it's usually the future or it's in the past. And if that's where you are, then just ask yourself, what is in the present moment? And the breath is always in the present moment. And the sounds, we have the beautiful sounds of the jungle. And the sensations of the body, this is all present moment. So anytime the mind is distracted, just give it a label, past, present, future. Ask yourself, what is in this moment, and the answer is sound, sensation, breath. The more you come to those, the easier it is to stay focused. So just listening to the sounds, feeling the sensation, and observing the breath. Good. And just placing the hands on the ground in front of you. Start to walk your hands forward. Drop your head down, drop your neck down, and completely release. Every exhalation, just feeling the body drop deeper and deeper towards the earth. Full relaxation. Only coming to your body's natural point of resistance. No forcing or pushing, just gently settling in. And walk yourself up. Beautiful. Taking the hands, wrap them around behind your back, interlace your fingers, roll your shoulders back, and lift your hands away from your back. Good. Closing the eyes. And tuning into where you're feeling the sensations across the chest and the shoulders. Beautiful. Push your hands away from your back a little bit further, creating a bit more space. Long, deep, mindful breaths. Beautiful. And gently release. Taking your hand and just placing it on the ground beside you. Your opposite arm comes up and extends over, reaching the fingertips and opening up the arm. Look underneath the shoulder. Good. Keep reaching the fingertips, getting a nice side stretch. Good. long, deep, mindful breaths. Trying to keep the same breath cycle for the duration of the class. Even and consistent inhales and exhales, whether we're moving or we're being still. Good. Inhale up to center, switching hands, the other arm goes up, and extending over, reaching, turning the arm up. Good. And just tuning into that nice sensation you're feeling along the side body. Eyes are closed, and the breath is long. Good. Back up to center again. Inhale, the arms come up, touching the palms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. We'll make that into a little bit of flow. Inhale, the arms come up, reaching the fingertips up. And exhale, the hands go to heart center. Once you're comfortable with the flow, and closing the eyes so you can really feel what's going on with the body. Inhales and exhales are the same length, and they set the metronome, the pace of the practice. As the breath begins, the movement begins, and as the breath ends, the movement ends. The breath moves the body. Beautiful. Last one. Good. And taking the hands, placing them on the knees. Good. Inhale, the chest goes forward. And as you exhale, rounding around, making nice big circles. Inhale, the chest comes forward. Exhale, rounding around the back. Beautiful. And once you've got the movement, then removing the element of sight so you can connect to the feeling everything that's being activated in the spine, in the hips, the pelvis, the legs. Noticing what it feels like to make these ginormous circles with the spine. Good. Opposite direction. Tuning in to the sensation. Inhale forward and exhale back. Keeping that consistent metronome of the breath. And settling into the center point. Beautiful. And we're just going to remove the cushion and make our way onto our backs. Good. So the feet are going to be hip distance apart, and just placing your fingertips so that they graze your heels. So you inhale, gently raising the hips up, and exhale, lower. Good. Let's add our arms in. Inhale, the arms come up. And exhale, lower. Keeping the inhales, the exhales the same length. Good. Inhale, the arms come up. And exhale, lower. Two more times. Inhale up. Pushing the hips up right at the end, and exhale, lower. Good. Last one. And we're just going to pause here for a couple of breaths. Keep the hips pushed up. Long, deep, mindful breath. The pace of the breath stays consistent whether we're moving or being still. Eyes are closed. Nice big inhale, and as you exhale, everything lowers. Taking your left foot and just placing it to your right knee, then lifting the right foot off of the ground. We have a couple different options. You're going to slide your hands through the little hole there, grabbing onto the back of the thigh or the front of the shin. Good. And for those of you that have a little more flexibility, you're welcome to extend your right foot up. You can adjust your left foot right up into a half lotus and grab onto your toe. This is absolutely optional, only if this is comfortable for your body. Long, deep breaths. Beautiful. And gently release, returning your feet onto the ground. And we move on to the other side. So taking your right foot, just placing it onto your left knee, lifting your left foot up, and we just grab onto the back of the thigh or the front of the shin. For those of you that have a little more flexibility, and this is absolutely not necessary, we just adjust the foot a little bit and grab onto the toe. Good. Long, deep breaths. And keeping the eyes closed, and just feeling the sensations of the body. Good. And gently release. We're just going to draw the knees up, and the arms are going to be extended out, making nice big circles with the knees, touching all outside areas of the sacrum, giving a nice massage. You can feel all of the pressure points being activated. Good. Last one in this direction. And we move on to the other side. Beautiful. Nice big circles. Good. Good, and coming to center, keeping the feet off of the ground. Arms are going to be extended out, and we're just going to rock the knees from side to side. So we're not going to go all the way to the ground, just so we're about a foot off of the ground, and inhale up to center. Exhale over to the other side, and inhale up to center. Again, the eyes are closed. Good. Long, deep, mindful breaths. Good, and then dropping the knees over to whatever side they're headed towards, and turn your head towards the opposite direction. Good, and for some of you this is going to be deep enough, and for others, if you want to go a little bit further, then extending the top leg out and grabbing onto your foot. You can even shuffle up your bottom leg and grab onto your foot there. Good, and allow the body to relax into this nice deep spinal twist. Two more breaths. Good. Unravel yourself. Draw the knees up to center. You can just rock from side to side a couple of times. And then drop the knees towards the opposite side. Good. And then extend the top leg out. Only if it's comfortable for your body, grabbing onto your foot. And again, this is deep enough. If you want to go further, then just reaching up and grabbing onto your bottom foot. Turning your head the opposite direction and relax here. And gently unravel yourself. Let's just make a few more circles with the knees, just releasing the spine from that nice deep twist we're in. Good. And we're just going to transition over onto our bellies. So you can get there however works for you. Making your way onto your stomach. And the hands are just going to be by your sides. And we're going to start with some gentle cobras. So inhale, lifting up, and exhale, lower. Good. Eyes are closed, observing the breath as it flows in and out of the body. Inhale up, and exhale, lower. Good. Inhale up, and exhale, lower. And this time we're going to hold up for a couple of breaths. Long, deep breaths. Good. And gently lower, turning your cheek to one side, palms face the ceiling, and relax. Hands go by the side, pushing yourself up. Let's make our way into child's pose, taking the knees nice and wide. Bum goes onto the heels, extending the arms out, positioning the body in a way that the chest is sinking towards the ground. It may touch the ground, it may not, but just positioning the body so that it's sinking towards the ground if it's not there already. Either your chest, so your chin or your forehead is going to be on the ground. Just start to wiggle around a little bit into your child's pose, feeling how the body feels as you make circles in one direction, circles in the other. Good, and then settling into stillness. Good. Inhale up, and we're going to exhale back again to child's pose. Inhale up, and exhale lower. Inhale up, exhale lower. And just a couple more on your own count. Long, deep, mindful breaths. Good. And settling into child's pose, we're going to do a little bit of shoulder opening. So taking the right arm and extending it out so we can just drop onto our shoulders. Now your left forearm is just going to rest on the ground. Now if you want to go a little bit deeper, again it's not necessary, you can take the left arm and just wrap it around and hooking onto your hip. And that way you can pull your shoulder open and turning your head towards the ceiling. Again, long, deep breaths. Beautiful. And then we move on to the other side. So pushing yourself up to hands and knees. And then the opposite arm is going to weave underneath and dropping onto your shoulder. And either your forearm is rested on the ground or we reach around and grab onto your thigh. It just helps to open the shoulder up a little bit towards the sky. Good, and allowing the body to rest and relax here. Long, deep breaths. Gently release. Making your way up to hands and knees, we're going to move into cat-cow. So your hands are going to fall directly underneath your shoulders, knees fall directly underneath your hips. As you inhale, allow the spine to arch down, the head goes up. And flexing the opposite direction, the spine goes up into the air, the tailbone drops. Good. Inhale up, and exhale, arch. Good. Following your own breath. Really exaggerate the breathing. Full flexion of the spine, really pushing it as much as you can in opposite directions so you can really feel what's going on. Good, and tucking the toes, sit bones towards the sky, downward facing dog. Good, and just start to paddle your feet out a little bit, just getting a little bit of movement going. Good, and settling into stillness. Long, deep breaths. Good. And then we're going to take the right foot and gently stepping it between the hands, and the back knee drops down, and flatten the foot. We're going to take the right foot and just shuffle it out to the side. Hands go onto the instep. We're going to take the left foot and just kick it back a little bit. Now this posture, you want to make sure that your ankle is underneath your knee, so not in this kind of position. Just check. You need to adjust your foot again, please do so. And we'll just take a few breaths upright. This is a very intense kind of hip opener. So allowing yourself to just kind of settle in. You can stay up in your arms. For those of you with a little more flexibility, you're welcome to come down to your elbows, and if you're somewhere in between, you're welcome to use a block or something that resembles a block if you're at home. If you don't have a block, then just place the elbows onto the block and dropping the head down and allowing the body weight to be very, very, very heavy. And just keep sinking down. Close the eyes. I know this is such an intense posture, so just really tuning into where you're feeling the sensations. Feel where the opening is happening. Quite often when we find ourselves in uncomfortable situations, we often want to get away from it, but I'm inviting you just to go into the sensation. Just keep sinking deeper and deeper. Few more long, deep breaths. Good. 2 more breaths. Every time, just go right to your max. No holding back. Sink right in. Beautiful. And gently lifting up. You can place your block to the side, and we'll make our way into child's pose. Noticing how all of that intensity we were just feeling is now completely dissolved. You can wiggle your body back and forth, helping with the releasing. Good. And coming back up again. Tucking the toes, sit bones towards the sky, downward facing dog. Paddling the legs out. And then we're going to move on to the opposite side. So taking the left foot, stepping it forward, and dropping the back knee down, flatten the foot. And we build the posture all over again, so shuffling the foot out to the side. And then we take the right knee and just kicking it back. Good. Flatten the foot. Just checking that this ankle is underneath the knee. And again, you're welcome to stay upright, or you can make your way onto your elbows. Or if you need a block or something underneath your elbows, you can go ahead and use that, something. And fully releasing the neck. Allowing yourself to keep dropping down. Noticing where you're feeling the sensations. Noticing the intensity. Noticing, observing any feelings of wanting to get away. And I'll invite you to just go in deeper. Just got about another 5 long breaths. And so every exhalation, invite the body to relax a little bit further. Surrender into the posture. 2 more breaths, allowing the body to keep releasing. Go right to your mats. Good. And finding your way back to child's pose. Any variation of child's pose that feels good for your body. Allowing yourself to relax here, extending the arms out. And wiggle from side to side to help nourish the body, help with the release of the hips and the legs. Good, and then settling into stillness. Making your way back up to seated again. We're going to move into a few seated postures. First is going to be kind of a variation of butterfly, only this time we're going to be in a long diamond. So you're going to have your feet about 1.5 feet away in front of your body. And allowing yourself to just fall forwards. We're not forcing or pushing the body. We're just meeting the body at its natural point of resistance. Allowing the head to just hang here. And completely sinking down. Sinking towards the earth. Just a few more long, deep, mindful breaths. Allowing the breath to be full. Yet we want it to be comfortable and natural. In every exhalation, we're releasing a little bit more. Good. Making your way back up again. And now we're going to bring the heels in a little bit closer towards the body. Sitting with a nice straight spine, and just start to flap your knees up and down just a little bit. This just helps to open up the hip sockets. Sitting with a straight spine. Long, deep breaths. Good. And then lifting the chest up, making your way into a forward bend again. Releasing the neck. This targets a different area of the hips. You may notice a different sensation from the previous posture. Allowing the neck to fully release and the head to drop down towards the earth. Beautiful. Just a few more breaths here. Good. Finding your way back up again. And this time we're going to take the right foot and extending it out. The left heel is going to come right up towards the body. Turning the body towards the right, so we're going to make our way into a forward bend. So leading with the chin and dropping down. Good. Sinking down. Eyes are closed. Noticing where you're feeling the sensations. Noticing this nice stretch on the side body. Noticing the sensations in the back of the hamstrings. Releasing the tension in the neck. Good, just a few more breaths. Good, and we're going to turn into a little bit of a twist. So you can just have for those of you that are new to yoga or limited flexibility, your hand is just going to stay on top of your shin, and the other arm is going to go up and reach up towards the sky. Good. For those of you that a little more flexibility, your hand is going to go on the ground. We turn the hand upside down, grab onto the foot upside down. And again, the arm is going to come up, and the full posture would be to extend the arm right over, grab onto the outside of the foot, and then twist the body so you're looking up underneath the arm. Now once you're in the posture, then gently closing the eyes. So we'll take 5 long breaths here. Last breath. Good. Unraveling yourself. We'll just take 1 breath twist in the opposite direction. Beautiful. And switching sides. Right heel comes up. Left foot extends out and turning the body towards the left leg. Lifting the chest. And we make our way into a forward bend. Good. Trying as best we can to keep the torso parallel to the ground. Releasing the neck completely and tuning into where you're feeling the sensations. And the breath is full. The eyes are closed. The mind is relaxed. Beautiful. And lifting up. We make our way into our twist on the other side. Again, just taking whatever variation feels good for your body. And looking up towards the sky, and then once you're in the posture and it feels good, just gently closing the eyes. Trying to keep the breath long and long and flowing. We find ourselves in these more challenging asanas. A lot of the times what will happen is we'll lose the breath. But we want the breath to remain long and full. Just 3 more breaths. Good. And lifting up, we'll do 1 breath twist in the opposite direction. Beautiful. And now we make our way into a wide-legged forward bend. Good. And you may or may not need to be up on a cushion. If your pelvis is straight, the cushion is optional. If your pelvis is kind of slouching, then you really should be up on a cushion. So cushions just help to get us there. And sitting with a straight spine for a couple of breaths. Keeping the feet active, pointing up towards the ceiling. And then gently start to walk yourself forward. Releasing the head down, releasing the neck down. Good. And if your elbows don't come to the ground, again, you're welcome to use a block or something to place your elbows onto, only if it feels like your body needs it. Releasing the neck, completely relaxing. Allowing the breath to flow in and out of the body. Sinking down, down, down. Again, just noticing any feelings, sensations that are going on in the body. Allowing the body to just completely release and relax. 3 more breaths here. Every breath, see if you can release a little bit further. Good. And gently lifting up. Beautiful. We're going to make our way onto our backs again. You might need a little bit of help. It's quite an intense posture for the knees. So just take the hands, place them underneath the knees, and help yourself up if you need it. We'll find our way onto our backs. Let's just rock from side to side again. We'll make those same circles we made earlier in the class, and then opposite direction. Good. Coming to center. And let's take the right leg and cross it over top of the left. Good. Extending the arms out and dropping both knees towards the left. The head is going to turn towards the right. You can adjust the shoulders so you're a little more flat on the back. And the higher the knees are up towards the arms, the deeper you go into the twist. You're welcome also to take your left hand and place it above your right knee. And your head turns in the opposite direction. Good. Into a nice deep spinal twist. If this is too much for your body, simply uncross the legs. It's totally fine. And allowing the body to completely release. Anytime we're in a twist, it's one place where we often unconsciously hold on to stuff in our bodies that we're not even aware. So I'll invite you to take a really big inhale. And as you exhale, full body conscious release. See if something else lets go. You might find something releases you didn't even know that you were holding. And let's do that again. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, full body conscious release. Last time, nice big inhale. Exhale, completely release the bliss of the twist. Two more breaths. Beautiful. Gently release, unravel yourself, draw your knees up towards the chest, wrap the arms around your knees, gently rocking from side to side, resetting, realigning the spine. Good, and we move into the opposite side. So taking your left foot, crossing it over top of the right, both knees will drop towards the right, and the head turns towards the left. And just making any adjustments. Sometimes it's nice just to lift your right shoulder up and see if you can flatten your back out a little bit. Lift your knees up a little bit higher. Your right hand can hold onto your right knee, whatever's comfortable. Turning your head towards the left. Good. And once you think that you're fully relaxed, I'll invite you to take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, full body conscious release. Good. Two more times. Nice big inhale. Exhale, release. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Feeling the body softening further and further. We just got a few more breaths here. Good. And gently releasing. Unravel yourself. Draw your knees up towards the chest. Rock from side to side. Just move into reclined butterfly. So soles of the feet go together. Knees drop out to the side, inching your heels up towards the body as far as is comfortable. Now, if this is uncomfortable for your thighs, you're welcome to use blocks or cushions, whatever you need underneath your thighs. And then fully relax. So we're just moving towards Shavasana, final resting pose. So you can already go into this kind of relaxation. The body just surrendering and letting go. Good. Feeling the heart melt open. Feeling the back melting onto the mat. Palms are facing the ceiling, symbolic of receiving energy. Good. We'll take a few more long, deep breaths here. Releasing and relaxing. The exhalation, feeling the knees drop towards the earth. Okay, and last breath, and gently drawing the knees up. And then we extend both legs out for the final rest of Shavasana. Arms and legs are going to be splayed out to the side. You're welcome to place a cushion underneath your head or your knees for comfort. If you want to place a blanket on top of your body, if you're somewhere cold that isn't in the tropics, you're welcome to do so. Good, and completely relax. And just feeling all of the facial muscles relaxing. Feeling the forehead relaxing and melting. Feeling the cheekbones relaxing, the nose broadens, jaw widens. Feeling the upper back, the middle back, and the lower back melting into the mat. Feeling the hips and the pelvis relaxing. Feeling the knees relaxing. And the lower legs. The ankles. Feet. Feeling each toe gently relaxing. Feeling the arms relaxing, the elbows, forearms, hands. Feeling each finger relaxing. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, full body relaxation. Completely let go. Feeling the body sinking into the mat, releasing further, deeper. The only movement is the movement of the breath. Gently start bringing awareness back into the body. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Gently drawing the knees up. Again with those nice big circles with the knees. A couple times in each direction. Good. And allowing the knees to drop out towards the side. Finding your way gently up to seated. Finding yourself into any comfortable seated position. You can use a cushion if that's comfortable. Just taking a few moments here to notice the beauty and the grace inside. And setting the intention to carry this feeling throughout the rest of the day so others might benefit from your practice. Draw the arms up overhead. Start to rub the hands together, creating heat, creating blessings, churning the vibrations of our dualities into oneness, pulling the hands apart, showering the blessings of the crown of the head. Give blessings to the eyes that help us see, blessings to the ears that help us hear. Give blessing to the throat that helps us communicate, down the chest, blessings to the stomach that houses the digestive fire, around to the back, blessings to the hips, bless them to open, the thighs for their strength, our knees for their flexibility, our lower legs. Give blessings to the feet, give us the power to stand present in this moment. Blessings to our healing hands, blessings to our arms that will pick us up when we fall. Finally, to the heart center, center of love, devotion, and compassion. Dropping the forehead down, reflecting on something in your life that you're grateful for. Bring the hands towards the earth, dropping the head down. The humble gratitude. Good. And finding your way back up again. Thank you everyone so much for joining me. It has been a real pleasure as always, and I will see you again soon.